Welcome everyone to another episode of the Shawaly Show. Today I have a very special guest with us, Maryna, the chief of staff at Cander, which is a company that specializes in recruitment in the tech space and other things, mainly in the Gulf region, but in other regions as well. And you're just about to find out who Maryna. I'm not sure about your family name. How do you pronounce it correctly? Can you help us?
Yeah, so hi guys. Hi everyone. Hi Moses. It's a pleasure to be the guest of your show today. So my name is Maryna Dychka.
Dychka,
So
yes.
that's the correct. This is pure Ukrainian, family name. Um,
Well, welcome to the show. Let's start by telling everyone who's listening to us who Maryna Dychka is and what Kender is about, and also maybe mention why today is a very, very special day in Ukraine.
yeah. So basically, if you want to know about me, I'm a chief of staff of Cander. Yeah, so Cander is a boutique recruitment agency, and we specialized in tech, digital, and GRC recruitment. Basically, mainly in the Middle East. So we help basically our clients to build, launch, and license their businesses. So we source a tech team to build their business. We basically launch the perfect digital talent, and find them to launch the business. And we secure GRC experts, to license your company. So all in total, we provide basically the full team, for every single business. And being a chief of staff of such a cool agency, it's a lot of responsibility, and I have a team based in Dubai, in Riyadh, in KSA, as well as in Ukraine, and even more special to this role is that being here in Ukraine, being in the situation that currently my country is facing, and today is the third anniversary of the full scale, basically invasion, for us. So to see the resilience, of my team, it's just being a pleasure to be in my, role and being their chief of staff and guide them and support them. So yeah, this is basically mainly what we do.
Yeah, well, time flies. How are things there? Do you feel like are do people see the light at the end of the tunnel regarding
Um,
war?
we hope, we never gonna know the truth, of all the situation, but the hope and the belief, that our nation, has, I think there is no nation on earth, who is having the same, and maybe it sounds too loud, but this is what truly I believe. And we are not ready to give up. If you ask people if they want to stop or continue, or they want to give up the territory, no, they prefer to continue rather to just, to fail. Mm, and well, let's see. We hope that the end is soon, because now the conversation started. More openly, we know more details. But now, sadly, it's becoming our daily routine. It's not anymore scary. It's like a normal life, which is not normal. In reality, you can't be just this normal. But when the siren is going on for us, it's like, oh, okay, again. It's not like you used to run to the shelter. We still do it, we still try to keep safe, but people just becoming more angry rather than afraid.
Yes, and hopefully you will not get addicted to the adrenaline rush. So, because
So,
how does a typical day look like for you with everything going on? Whether it's locally or globally with your team
yeah.
overseas. Can you give us just a little idea of how it looks like?
Well, Yeah, if you want to know like the day of the chief of staff,
That day of
it's
the
the
team of staff, exactly.
it's every day different. This is what I love about my job because you're dealing with people, with different people, with different nationalities, with different cultures, and my day is never the same.
Yeah.
I won't even say that I have a routine. Stuff to do. To be honest, a routine is the catch-up calls. That you have scheduled. But my job is about sorting issues. It's making sure the company is operating properly, that everyone is happy. And most important is my co-founders, doesn't have any headache basically on a daily basis, and they can think about more global problems, that company is having. But yeah, it's definitely every day I'm trying to catch up with the team, with my leaders, yeah, which is my right hands, with my HR department, with my team lead in Ukraine, with our director in Dubai, and my HR basically team in Saudi. For me, it's very important to understand where we are at the certain things, what is going on with the company. Today, are we on top of the things that are our priorities? So it's like you need to chase everyone to make sure that they're doing their job. But I hate micromanagement, honestly speaking. So it's mostly I'm giving my team to tell me, okay, what is our day to day, what is our priority, and mainly I'm escalating things. I'm the person who can solve the issues, yeah, with clients, with our vendors, when it's come to the point that they are trying to ignore us, or avoiding answers. So yeah, I have you know, like team in Ukraine, it's 8 people, team is Dubai is 13 people plus 167 contractors. Team in Riyadh is like 3 people at the moment, plus we have up to 30 contractors as well there, so every day I'm dealing with each part, of the business.
So you never have a dull day, but
No.
you make
They don't give it to me, I wish I wish to be bored.
Yeah. Did you see anything in common between the aerospace industry and the recruitment industry? Because you told me um, offline, and before we hit recording the other day, you told me that you worked in that industry. Do you see anything in common between the aerospace airlines industry and recruitment industry? Have you ever thought about it?
Um, I mean, I never put like, the common thing, between both of them, but definitely is taking care of people, you know. This is the most common thing between it. As same as you're coming on board, that is like,
Literally coming on board, right? Like,
yeah, you're coming on board, you're onboarding people, and then this is the main thing. You're onboarding your passengers on the flight, saying you're onboarding your people, here, your staff. Then again, different nationalities, different cultures, different mindsets that you need to deal with. Again, in any critical situation, you are the one who is taking lead on it.
wow, super interesting. But from your experience, what are the biggest challenges companies in the region face when it comes to hiring top talent?
Well, if we speak about Middle East,
Yeah.
it's not anymore as it used to be, previously. I think previously people were more likely to relocate, because for them Middle East was like um interesting, like where we are going, what we can achieve, Dubai were and Abu Dhabi the same, they were offering much more benefits, much more different what you call it, pieces that will take you out of your home country, nowadays is super popular. Nowadays, other countries understand, okay, what we need to do to keep our people so they don't relocate, to the Middle East.
Yeah.
I think. But this is the most challenging, thing. Then also, um, people having long notice periods. During this long notice periods, they obviously go for another interviews, and then they have options, let's be honest. Security checks, we work with the clients that working with the governments, and when you like went through 4 stages of the interviews, and then your candidates are not passing security checks, you're like, seriously? Guys, like, so it
Really?
this
What can it be like a security check? Like, can it be because somebody was a terrorist or something, or like?
Uh,
Yeah.
well, we don't know what to think, to be honest, because
Yeah. Right.
immigration will never tell you the reason, but it could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be bad credit history. It
Mm.
could be some of your, it might be not even your relative, but someone in common that have the same family name, did something, you know um like in the past, or you had some issues with any government or any visa. It could be anything, to be honest. For some financial companies, they're asking for the credit reports, of the candidates, because they know that they're gonna take the person, and if they had problems with financial words, probably they don't want people that has loans or bad credit history, to be working, with money, with that space. So UAE and Saudi, they still like very picky, about the candidates. Also, there is no remote options almost,
Wow.
so they are very up to data governance. And I mean, listen, Ukrainian developer or any other Eastern European developer is having up to 6 to 8,000 K sitting at home on his couch, enjoying working remotely, And when they're offering 35K for him to relocate to the UAE, it's never no, it always no, for such
Always
people.
no. Wow.
Yeah, they were like, why? I'm having 8K free time, flexible. So they still need to think about like more flexibility in the work.
Yeah. So the UAE and Saudi Arabia, obviously, they are two different countries. Do you see? Is there any like major differences between these challenges, recruitment in Saudi and recruitment in UAE? Do you see any differences?
Yeah, definitely. The Saudi process is more complex. It's still very, close country, to
Mm.
its traditions.
Yeah.
They still more like, okay, we don't care. This is our rules. You have to follow it. You like it, you don't like it. It's not our problem, UAE becoming more open, now and much easier, like with the free zones, that every free zones has its own portal, so it's much easier to manage. Saudi, you have the whole process for everyone. And honestly, it can take up to 2 months to relocate the person, to work, depending on the nationality, and visa that you want to receive. So imagine the candidate having 3 months notice period, and then 2 months you're gonna spend, to onboard this person without still knowing 100% if that person gonna get visa. So this is the biggest challenge.
That's in the UAE, right? Or are you talking about Saudi Arabia?
This is in Saudi.
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi,
Yeah.
yeah. UAE, you can start the process, while the person is still doing their notice period, for example. But it's easier to hire in Saudi internally, when the talent's already there.
Yeah.
That process is very easy. It's like piece of cake, it's much easier than in Dubai. So this is the difference. If you want to relocate people, it's easier to relocate them to the UAE rather than in Saudi. And if you want to hire internally inside the country, KSA is easier to do than the UAE.
Interesting. In what sense is it easier? As you know, Saudi Arabia is one of the countries of interest to me for business and
Yeah.
pers- why is it easier to hire within the in Saudi Arabia?
Because as soon as you received your first ikama,
Yeah,
it's one click. Basically, one company is requesting a transfer
right.
of another to another company. That's it. This is the only thing you have to do, and to give insurance,
Yeah,
basically, to your employee. That's it. This is basically the whole process that you're doing. Plus, the market is competitive,
right.
and candidates. mm, I won't say that they're too jumpy,
Mhm.
but they're willing to conversations.
Yeah,
You can build your, talent pipeline, there. So in UAE, if you are in higher, like if you're already in the UAE and you want to change your job, you have to cancel your visa. Yeah, if you're canceling your visa, you have to go through whole process, like medical checks, to do like, and it's take up to 2 weeks, at least. If you are in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, depends, also. Because if you are in Abu Dhabi and your company had office in Dubai, you had to travel, to get your visa. So there are all the steps again and again that you have to follow.
yeah. If we were to compare both markets, would you say that Dubai or UAE is a more competitive market than Saudi Arabia since Saudi Arabia is just opening up? Or like, in your opinion, in terms of recruitment, like if somebody's looking for a job, where should he go? Should he go to Saudi or should he go to UAE?
It's very interesting question, to be honest. Well, I cannot answer for every person.
No.
Um, it depends. It's really depends of what you're looking for. Um, Easier to make money in UAE, you know, rather than in Saudi, I believe.
Salaries are higher in the UAE. Is that what you're saying? Than in Saudi Arabia? In the tech, obviously, we're talking about tech. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
because the market is more open, so you have more possibilities, there. Like Saudi, yeah, is opening up. It's very interesting market now to invest, but it's a long term,
yeah,
investment with their vision for 2030. So imagine we're now 2025 just started, so we have further 5 more years, to go until they achieve everything what they want. Saudi have it has very good projects, like Neom. You know, this is for me something impossible that they're trying, to build to achieve, but they're still doing it, and it's looking like they're almost, there because we used to work, with Neom as our client. So the talent that they're looking there is was like, whoa, there are 4 or 5 people in the world, with such a skill set, and knowing that they're relocating to Saudi, that they're interested in that market. However, UAE has much more options, and
sure.
salaries are higher. Definitely, market is more flexible. There, and with golden visa now. That you have in the UAE, you're receiving visa for 10 years, so you can even start doing contractual job. If you want more time, you can take 6 months contract, which is also becoming very popular at the moment, between our clients, that they're looking actually contractual based people.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's super interesting. But when it comes to Cander, what makes it different from the other recruitment ages companies? Obviously, there are tons of recruitment companies out there. Like, if you were to give me a couple of like punchline sentences about what it makes different, and then you know, give me your personal opinion about the company, unbiased if you can.
Okay,
I don't.
I will try to be honest. So, first of all, we are very niche in what we are doing. If we said that we are doing tech, digital, GRC recruitment, this is what we are doing. We are not going to be dealing with hospitality, construction, insurance, sector. No, even if it's a super cool client, where we're very we stick to what we're doing because every of our consultant has a specialization. So what does it mean? It gives us opportunity to deliver less than 12 hours. Like the right candidate that we need, because we always have already the pipeline due to the specialization. Like you want project manager or BA, okay, we know to who to give it. You want a cyber professional, we have another consultant who is responsible for that. So this is one of the main things that different us from other agencies. Secondly, I don't know agency that has a delivery hub such as us. And with having a separate team of resourcer, we obviously doing project-based hiring recruitment. What does it mean? So if you need 10-20 people to be hired within a month, easy. Because we can have dedicated like a team of 2 to 3 consultants that will be only working on your project, which is very easy, to do. And thirdly, we are doing C-level executive, basically search, when hiring talent. So because of our network, because of our co-founders network, and peer-to-peer, like touch, with such a high level candidates, we always try to be very what you call it, private, because they're big, guys. They want to keep confidentiality that they're leaving their job. Client wants to keep confidentiality that they're changing, the job. So we're never gonna post the job. We're never gonna tell till the end. It's hard to manage, when you are telling, oh, listen, I have a job, but I cannot tell you anything about it. So then you need to keep this, interaction. And one more thing, I will assure you that we are one of the agencies that's actually following up with the candidates. It sounds very surprising, but it's like that. When you give a candidate the feedback and they were like, oh, you're the first one who ever came back to me, I've literally even forcing them every 10 days, my team must send a follow-up. There is no feedback, it's okay. Tell the candidate. They need to know what's going on. The position is closed, it's okay. Tell them that we keep their CVs and we will be able, to market out or shortlist it for any other job opportunities in the future, But you build a relationship. You're not just hiring a certain talent, or it's another candidate. No, because personally, what you want, my opinion on what we are doing, why I love recruitment is because we are changing people's life. Imagine one day you are sitting, in your home, without even thinking about anything special, and then now the recruiter from Dubai is reaching out to you and actually offering you relocation, to a completely different world, I would say, and you actually like and financially suitable, and they offer some family benefits so you can relocate with your family as well for the better future. So we help with even relocating animals. So, you want to bring your furniture, okay, we gonna get you the contact details. So this is what's special about us. And our percentage is not small, but we know the service that we provide.
Yeah.
We know what we are asking for and why we have that price. And we reached till the point that when we can choose with whom to work as well. If we clearly understand that the client doesn't understand what they want, they're not listening, because first of all, we are consultancy as well. We don't have a recruiters, we have consultants, so they can advise on the market, on the salary range, on the position, on the type of people that we want, on the type of companies where we can hire from. So, and if the client is not hearing us, okay, we send the batch of CVs, but they will be wrong. We know that it's wrong, that it's not going to work. So for us, it's easier to tell them, okay, guys, listen, apologies, we made suggest them the other agencies, to work with, but rather than to waste our time.
Yeah. So you focus a lot on trust, like trust between you and your clients, but also trust between you and the people that you recruit for your clients. Because
Of
they are
course.
both your clients.
Yeah. I mean, this is very important, because if you don't trust me, how you gonna tell me that you receive another offer? How you gonna tell me that, okay, my wife has a concern, can someone from your company talk to her? You
Yeah.
know, because it's a big step, On our first call with the candidate, the first thing what we are asking, are you happy to relocate? Actually, did you speak about it with your wife? Do you have kids that you need to relocate? Do you know the pricing of the schools? Only after we discuss all of these things, we start talking about position.
Right. And you give them information about schools and all these things, like in
Yep.
case they.
Yeah, of course. We send all the info that they need. They obviously they have questions. They're coming back with questions. We having this conversations. We are trying them to help as much as possible. And obviously when the interviews is happening, we always advise candidates, ask your questions. This is your future employer. You need to be sure that you're happy, to be with them and to work in such a company.
Right. Um, how does the process look like for the people that for the experts or the professionals that you recruit? Like you put out an ad eventually, or you look into your pool, and then do you do the assessment? Is there like how does it look like from A to Z? If you could give us an idea. And
Well,
also on the side of your client. So let's say I'm a company and I need an X amount of people to work on a specific problem or to hire for my company. How should we reach out to you?
right. So everything depends on the client needs,
Yeah.
first of all. So you are telling us whom are you looking for? How is your talent look like? Um, Minimum is what we required is a catch-up call. You don't need to give us a job description. If you have one, it's perfect, amazing, because you already kind of, clearly understand whom you're looking for. But if not, we are having a conversation. We are trying to get as much as possible info from you. Yeah, we get information about how recruitment process will go with you. Is it two stages interview? Will you gonna give a technical assignment? Especially this is for the developers. There are always a tech test that needs to be done. For more corporate clients, enterprise clients, there is always psychological kind of test, and HR, for sure, HR, psychological, basically interview that you need to pass. For companies like Deloitte, EY, that we're working, KPMG, they always have a case study to do. So we need to know these things in order to tell the people, because developer saying, oh, I'm not gonna do the tech assignment unless you pay me for the hours I'm spending on it. We had that kind of cases as well. um, you know um, when they're asking you to do the case study, and they're kind of telling you to do 20 slides on the strategy, they were like, oh, am I offering my services for free, and the company wants to see, the whole solution, for them. So you need to deal with this, comments as well, which have a common sense at some point, but, so we clearly need to understand the client needs. When we get that, we start basically our search. It depends, again, if it's confidential or non-confidential. If it's not confidential, we definitely do a job post, just to speed up, the process.
That's,
Yeah.
can you share with us any anecdotes of like the weirdest, maybe your request you from a company or from somebody looking for a job?
Like the weirdest what?
Request, like, is something that, is out of the norm, something that you found like,
Well, I can't share such things because for you it could be, anecdotal, but for a person who is hiring, it's actually, I need this kind of person.
mm,
Yeah. Um, because like it was never we had like something funny, but when they're telling us that they need a person with 10 years of experience with a technology that's just on the market available for the last 4 years, we were like, well, guys, this is not gonna happen. You are not gonna get, like 10 years experience with, this particular technology because it wasn't existing, that at that point of time. So then, yeah, so then you really need to build the relationship. You really need to put yourself in the shoes of the client, and the candidate, but even if we do the job post, we do the filter. We're not gonna call the candidate that is not suitable, and candidate thinks that they're smarter, by answering the questions on the wrong way, but then you see the resume, that you're clearly not, like suits for the job. So this is will be actually advice to the people, like tailor your CV accordingly. If you like, I don't know, a tester, and you want to apply for business analyst role, because you worked on the project or on a product and you were involved in the business strategy, or the business analysis, you need to show it in your resume. You cannot send the QA tester manual, resume for BA role, which doesn't say anything that you was doing. Like, we will not call you, we will not spend time, because we need deliver, as fast as possible. So when the right CV comes, it's either via the LinkedIn search or the job post. We use only LinkedIn Recruiter, because of the type of jobs that we are working with. you know the first conversation established, we send you a message or we call you straight away if there is your resume, and then we discussed, you like it, you don't like it. If you like it, we tailor your CV, we put you forward to the client, we wait for the feedback, then we share it with the candidate. If it's a rejection, we tell them it's a rejection because of this and this reason. Again, we're advising, okay,
you
if
actually give reasons. You actually get back to them and you tell them
Yes,
why they
this
were.
is what I'm telling you, that we actually following up, and secondly, if you don't get the feedback from your client, how would you know what is the correct person looks like? We had so many times it happens when you are asking me to hire one person, you interview this like few candidates, and you actually understand, this is not what I'm looking for. We need to change the job description. So when this is happening, I prefer this to happen and rework, the role, because then I clearly understand that my client knows what he wants, and how we can help them to find, rather than just tell me, oh, this is bad candidates. Okay, tell me why. Tell me their experience is good, but their salaries are too high. We don't have this budget, which is okay. Then we're gonna tell you, okay, guys, you need more junior people. you know so you have a routine of this process, but still it's a conversation. We have roles that's been filled within a month, within 2 weeks. We had the process that's taken us for 6 months, and they've been closed only after 6 months.
Yeah.
So it really depends.
Are you using any AI tools in recruitment? Obviously, this is a big people discuss out there. Some people say maybe it's not fair to use AI to select CVs. You mentioned you're using LinkedIn. Are you also do you have a hybrid model or just AI? It's just digital tools. But
um, I'm, in my opinion, AI is still so far away from. Apologies, losing my voice for the whole day already. Let me just.
I'll drink some coffee.
This is my like first call today.
Yeah.
You know, um, AI will never substitute the human interaction. In my personal opinion, you can integrate it to your work. This is what LinkedIn is trying to do. They already done it, and it's actually helping you with the search. However, it's not perfect. Our ATS system that we are using has AI tool in it that's actually helping you to tailor the messages, to um, properly send the sales message. Yeah, if it's a BD, mm, you know. But do we use ChatGPT? Yes, of course. I think it's everyone is using it. At the moment.
Like Word.
Yeah, like it's becoming as a Google. At the moment. Um, but we actually partner with university. Mm, oh my God, I forgot their name. From the UK university last year. And actually, we had 6 MBA students come to Dubai to work with us for the whole week, and actually their topic was how we can integrate AI, to the recruitment business. I asked them to do the full research on it and what actually is tools that we can use and why we're supposed to use it. So the conclusion in the end was like, it's still too early, for for AI tools, to be integrated in the recruitment. Of course, if you're doing client calls, you can use any AI recording tool that can give you notes. Yeah, it's actually can help you to speed up, your process and automate some of your tasks. But as it's come as a full, no, not yet.
Yeah.
So,
What do you look for when you're looking for candidates on LinkedIn and in the CV? So I would like you to give some advice to people who are looking for jobs in the tech sector. Like what should they think of?
yeah.
Is look for.
So very, very important is a tech stack. If it's like very technical job, yeah, if we are talking about architects, DevOps, certain developers, even UX UI designers, there are certain tools that employees must use, or have experience with, in order to apply for certain jobs. So when you're applying for a job, please read, guys, for what are you applying for. And if you think that you are good for a certain role, tailor your CV to every single job vacancy. You cannot send the same CV to every job post. No, if you're doing it, don't wonder if you're not receiving calls, from the recruiters, because every project that you're doing have something different for different type of jobs. So you need to specify this. Like if I'm opening a salesperson resume, I want to see numbers there. I don't want to know that you're a good communicator. You must be because you're in the sales, but I want to see your targets, and how much you overachieved, your sales target. I want to see your KPIs, I want to know how many clients did you bring. I want to see your account management skills, if you are telling me that you're a DevOps, engineer, I want to see what clouds did you work with? I want to know hands-on experience with the certain tools, not I did a certification of some tool, and you never used it in the work, because I'm gonna ask you, do you have a hands-on experience with Kubernetes, with automation, with CI/CD pipeline creation, we are recruiters, yeah, we are not technical person, but we do have a common sense, of what you're supposed to do, and yeah, so your CV needs to be immaculate, it doesn't need to be 20 pages, no, but your first three jobs, it's very important. It needs clearly showing your duties, your responsibilities, your achievements. None of the CV, like maybe 1% of CVs that I'm receiving, having achievements, that actually why I'm good at what I'm doing. Because I did this and this for my company, Mm, this will stand out, from the whole batch, of CV. Like results, projects, what you were doing, if I'm seeing like, or we did, or we achieved, I was like, who we
Mm.
was a
Be
team,
specific.
yeah, like, okay, you are a team player, I understood, we all love people, kind of, and we're all team players, in the end of the day, but I want to hear about you, what did you do to make things working, and make clearly. And obviously the tech skills, you know. If it's a startup environment, because we are having lots of people as well who start hating, corporate environment, then you need to have like cross-functional skills. You need to be ready that you're not gonna be doing only your job, but you will be doing someone else's job and maybe for another one more person, you know. You need to be ready to stretch, yourself because startups are lean. They don't want to hire 300 person. They want people who is actually can help them, yeah, to save money and actually to do the job, and to work with hands.
I
So
know that's
yeah.
like, wow. And nowadays some people talk about ageism, and I wanted to ask you, what is the age range from which you're currently recruiting in the tech industry? Do you look at the age, like, junior versus senior? Is there a percentage? Like, what would be the percentage of people you're hiring right now, the younger ones? Did you even
No,
think
that
about?
to be honest. Um, I'm not young anymore, even myself, I'm not
But
convinced.
you're the recruiter, you're the one who's choosing. So I'm wondering what the companies are doing. Here in Europe, there's
Yeah.
debate about, like, it's harder to find a job if you're over a certain age, and there's more jobs available for younger, more
Yeah.
junior candidates.
Um,
That's something you see in the Gulf, for example, or with other
you
in
know,
other places you when recruiting.
Europe has a lot of alumni, programs, and when they really want to hire students, because they understand that they can tailor their skills, and to adapt, these people actually to what company needs, in business strategy, you know, Gulf doesn't have it, as much. If you're hiring Saudi national or UAE national, then they actually asking, we want the fresh graduates, because they understand that this is new generation that actually start be interesting in everything that's going on, and these people actually bring not only quotas, to your business, because for some companies it's mandatory to hire UAE and Saudi national, but they actually bring the skill set, that it's becoming, interesting. Um, we're still receiving, like, find me a person with 10 years of experience, you know, it can be young person. It cannot be even a fresh graduate. It cannot be even a person with 2, 3 years of experience. This new what we call like Web3, blockchain, this kind of firms, yeah, they want this kind of talent, because they know that they are fast. These people will work more than 8 hours. They can handle shifts, if needed.
Senior ones or the one
The
the
youngest,
the younger? Yeah, of course. As the
yeah,
elaborate.
this
Yeah.
the youngest. They want gigs, like. But if we talk about no, in general, it's 30 and plus. This is like the average age that we are hiring.
Are there specific nationalities that dominate the pool? And if, like people, some markets that apply or from which you recruit to for the golf?
Yeah, so like if we speak about top five,
Yeah.
even nationalities, let's call them. So we hire basically South Africans, British people, Pakistani, Indians, and Arabs, obviously, in general. So this is our five top, uh, you know. We start getting more, I would say, um, French people,
Mm.
as well. That's coming, yeah, to the region. Um, then what you call like more African like nationality, like South Africa. Yeah, I highlighted. It's
Wait,
different, but we have like Nigerian, Kenyans, more coming. Egypt, Morocco, Tunis. For me, it's all Arab,
yeah.
kind of world. So it's a mix. We almost never hire U.S. nationals. For example, because they still need to pay tax. Anywhere they go. So they don't really like to relocate. But and now Eastern Europe, kinda getting, into, but it's very small percentage, that you can get.
Right. So, AI is changing, as you mentioned before. AI is changing everything, and I was wondering, AI automation in general is changing the job market. Um, in your opinion, how could we? Are they going to replace developers? How should professionals future-proof their careers? Make sure that they don't get replaced by AI.
Mm.
You're the right person actually to ask this question since you work with people are concerned, are afraid.
This is very like, very hot topic,
Yeah.
on the market. And as many people you're gonna ask, there's so many opinion, you're gonna have. I actually saw the video on the LinkedIn when yesterday when there was exhibition of robots in China, and the
Mhm.
robot is actually attacked. The human, the exhibitor, there, which was like really very aggressive, interaction. And the police actually came and started dragging it, out. Um, you you can educate yourself, definitely, on AI trends. This is becoming now inevitable,
Mhm.
because it's booming. How long it will be booming, no one knows, you know. Same as was with crypto, no one believed in it. Suddenly it became very popular. Now people is like, what's gonna happen, to it, Digital currency again, it's a future, AI is a future, um, we don't know what's actually gonna win. It's definitely gonna be a part of our routine, of our daily life. I would say definitely educate yourself on these tools because they're gonna help you to be more efficient, and speed up your process. We can become more efficient. We can spend less time, during repetitive tasks, using AI tools. But as I said, it will never substitute the human interaction. I'm not a technical person. I never use it for coding, so I don't know how good is it, in it. But um you still need to do even the focus group to understand what is your user interface, and user experience should be. It can create the app, but it will not put that human touch. It will not make you different. Like you need to have something like different than any other product, is having on the market.
But did you see
I
any trends? Like, are you seeing any trends like from now as opposed to a few years ago before AI? Do you feel like demands are decreasing for in certain sectors because people, Google, for example, 65% of the code that has been written by and at Google was written by AI lately in the last year.
Yeah, because they created their own, LLM models,
Yeah.
but they've been created by whom? By the same data scientists, by data analytics that's been used, um, like data scientists and actually AI, we hired more people in the future than now, sorry, in the past than at the moment, you know. Uh, I used to have like specifically, I need data analytics with prescriptive analytics, tools set, I was speaking to people who used to work for Boeing, and they were calculating of the wind speed, to recalculate the amount of fuel on a particular flight. Like this is crazy. What these people is doing. But I don't see the demand. I don't have we don't have a position that looking for AI specialists, or data scientist with AI tool experience. No. Mm-mm.
What are the hottest jobs right now? Like you a lot of demand.
Cyber
Cybersecurity,
cybersecurity is super hot at the moment, like SOC analyst. It's like on constantly on for us a job. Still PMBA, very traditional one, but we constantly have open jobs for this, especially for the consultancy type of firms. Mm, we actually developers. We started hiring developers again. It was very quiet for some period of time, and now again, or just because we reach out to a different type of clients of the needed developers, at the moment. But yeah,
that full stack developer or
yeah, basically the full stack that's still who has like Kotlin Java experience, very traditional, like technologies, still the basic, that's coming with. So that's the top. Tech is still the hottest, not the digital, not the GRC, or finance. It's still like fintech and tech is something that's definitely on the market always.
do you feel it's gonna change anytime soon or we don't know? What's your oh yeah.
Like everyone is trying to be very digital, these days. Like we had the time when everyone was talking about digital transformation, like change management and all of it, when you were asking people what does it mean actual digital transformation for you, it's not you just build the application, and oh, my company went through the digital information. No. I think now every department in every company use a technology, like for simple ATS system, to cloud, where is everything is stored.
Definitely.
I don't like we are talking with you now on Zoom, like the communication went completely different. You're not calling on the phone anymore. You use Teams, Google Meets. Um, like every our client that we are working as using Microsoft tools, like Outlook, so we can't live without technology anymore. That's for sure. And the increase with cyber. that actually company understanding this, how they need to protect, their data and their technology. mm, it's definitely going to be always there. It probably it's gonna become more niche as with AI, robotics, RPA.
Quantum
If you talk, sorry.
and then quantum computing as well. Like
Yes.
new
Yeah.
thing is coming very
uh,
soon.
Gamification.
Yeah.
This is something that's also booming actually on the market. And when we heard that in Saudi they did a tournament, and I was like, what? That was like really for us shock, but at the same time we were like, okay, this is a new space, where we've been interested a lot, in.
Saudi Arabia. No, you're totally right. Saudi Arabia has definitely put in a lot of money into esports. So I think it's a big niche, big market to explore. How can companies and candidates looking to work with Cander get in touch with you? Where can they find you?
Well, I'm very active on LinkedIn, so just, and I'm trying my best not to ignore messages, even if the candidate is like, it's not business related, they were like, oh, I saw this job, can you help me to apply with it? I always redirect them to the right consultant.
Yes.
So at least twice a week when I'm doing my posts on the LinkedIn, because I need to speak, about what we are doing, and I want people to be educated as well. You can reach out to me, and definitely during the week, I will try to reply to you. You know, and if you want, I can leave you my email, basically, and I can help with CVs as well. I used to do it. I did the lecture for our Ukraine faculty of IT, basically in our in my local city, university, for fresh graduates. Basically, how what they need to put basically in their CVs yet to so they can find the job. Oh my God, I left my, details, and then almost every single person, it was like around 47 people in the room, and I received like for sure like 30 CVs, and you know what? They were sending me a CV with two sentences, you know, like, guys, this is not a CV,
Make an effort.
Yeah, I was like, you was expecting me to write your resume or what? No. But for the person who actually sent me a real CV, like very detailed summary, I received back. I love what I'm doing, I'm passionate about it, and if this small thing can change someone's life, because they actually can get a job, that will help them to be more financial stable, to develop their skills, I'm very happy, to do it. So definitely reach out to me in the LinkedIn, and we can establish communication there.
So they shouldn't be too shy. You won't tell them off if they write you just a DM. It's kind to them.
I try to be polite as much as I can.
Well, finally, is there anything I should have asked you or any like key takeaway that you'd like to our listeners to remember from this conversation?
Well, I think I can give advice, to people, because I'm the person who came from cabin crew experience, to a completely different area, which is the recruitment. And I'm with the company now 7 years, and I went through the simple recruiter, to a chief of staff, is that just, don't afraid, you know, like the happiness that you are looking for is where you're afraid. If you know what I mean. If you're afraid, this is your area of development there.
Go
You know,
for it. Yeah, it's a
go
good sign.
for it.
Go for it.
Yes, exactly. This is your direction, Um, if you're not gonna go, like, you will stay. You will stay, you will not develop. and you will start degrading basically, because again, with a new generation, coming on, these kids are super techy. You know, my 4-year-old daughter, she knows how to put on cartoons, how to phone me, and like, I was like, come on, I didn't even know what is a phone means, when I was 4 years. So yeah, and never allow anyone, to steal your joy, and basically to break you. You know, if people trying to do it, it means then they are this is something that disturbing them inside them. It's not your fault. People who loves you will be with you forever. And they will support you. So your network is very important. Be out there, and then yeah, just be there, just be yourself, and don't afraid, because if you won't try, you never know. It's like so simple.
Wow.
I think it.
Deep, deep wisdom right there. Well, thank you so much. I totally loved talking to you, and I look forward to maybe a part two. So
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me today, and it was pleasure. Uh,
thank you.